Well, I thought I'd go ahead and share with you what today's other project is. I'm working on a John Deere 6-foot brush hog. They call it a 606. It measures 6 foot 3 inches wide. I didn't check the measurement from front to back, but he's had this for a long time. We don't do a lot of brush hogging around here. We've actually used this to cut hay when our hay mower was down. When we first started out with a sickle bar mower, we ended up getting a second sickle bar mower, and that solved a lot of our trouble with that. And then he picked up almost for nothing a Ford brush hog, and this is worth a lot more money to sell than the Ford one, and it just kind of gives the farm a boost without having farm equipment lined up. The trouble is it's been sitting out on the tree line where we keep everything, you know, off the lane and away from the road. It starts looking cluttered, as you can see, very fast. So we pulled the John Deere 60 out of the barn. We pulled the Cultimulcher out yesterday. We did a lot of repairs on that and power washed it, and it doesn't look new, but you know, it doesn't have moss all over it anymore either. So this had 2 inches of dirt, decomposing leaves and branches, whatever. So we took the air sprayer with the air compressor, blew it all out, and then I went over it just real quick with the scraper and a wire brush today. The deterrent to painting, especially John Deere equipment, is the insane prices for numbers and decals. So there's lots of ladies on Etsy who are making things, and I watch a particular lady called Julie's Signs and Designs. She literally prints out on her printer the font and the size that she wants, and then she takes that old style blue carbon paper or transfer paper and puts that on anything that she wants to make a sign out of. So I'm thinking of going ahead and trying that, because the only indication is right here that it's John Deere, and it's really hard to paint around that to save it, and a lot of people will just kind of like make a box and try to save it. The 606 on the gearbox was basically gone. There was nothing. So we know it's a 606. So I'm going to try with the printer to do that font and transfer and see how it works. I also was out of John Deere green paint. Green's not too hard to make. So I had some hunter green from a project long ago. We used some on some wheels, still had almost a full quart left. It was too dark. So I added some John Deere yellow to it, and I'd say I'm off to a pretty good match. So you know what we say around here, good enough for who it's for. You could roll this out really fast with a roller. I'm out. By the time it would take me to go to the store and get back here with a roller and get set up and clean up a roller, I'd have it painted. So I found the only brush I had available, and I'm knocking it out. I'm not even priming it this time. I found, and especially with fuel tanks, everything sells better with a coat of paint, even if they can see that it's a fresh coat of paint. There's a lot of people who will paint something and still have it up on blocks and paint splatters all over the ground. I go a step farther than that. Move it to a nicely mowed area wherever, take a good picture, and photo it for sale. So I've got this listed for sale for $750. Well, an old fellow like 80, who I don't think I'd want my dad brush hogging at 80. So I'm not even comfortable brush hogging at my age. I leave that up to the guys. I hate it. And this has an opening on the side. It was cut or torched open for corn stalk cutting. A really good application for that. But yeah, we used it in the woods, and I just said, wow, I don't like that idea of things flying out the side. So I'm going to go ahead and see if I can bang out the previous owners backed into some things and see if we can just kind of straighten it out a little bit. But even if I can't, the coat of paint is going to make a huge difference. So here's the before, and I won't bore you with the fast forward and painting. I'll just show you the after. I have to show you guys my helper helping me out. The shear bolts were sheared on this. He figured that's why he parked it last time and switched to the other brush hog that showed up. So they had to open it up for that and to get in there and get any of the old grease off. It's good to have a helper. It's a beautiful day.
We're going around our fields checking all of our oak trees that we planted. A lot of people think it's crazy to go around planting trees in your fields, but he'd like to someday have cattle just pastured out here and give them trees for shade and a little bit of, you know, like wind protection and stuff. So we just came back from Menards and we picked up 4 new oak trees. And we're looking at getting a sycamore tree and probably some more oak trees if we get by another Menards store. They don't have a lot in supply right now. And here comes George.
Hi. I want to get out. Could you hold it? Fine.
Good job. Patting it down. Because if you have air in the dirt, it doesn't take its water in right, does it? Yep. So you got to pack it tight, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Mine's are dirty. Mine is not so much.
That's okay. When you water the tree the first time, that's when you can wash your hands. Did you know? Now
dirty.
take your hands. Yep. Pack this dirt down. Pack that dirt down tight. Because this holds dirt in when you give them a lot, right? Yeah.
Right, yep. Yep. What you can do is put your sunglasses in here. You know what else you can do? Let me show you. I know, hang them on your socks. Yep. You already turned in yet. Oh, I did. Now for dumping it.
Uh-huh.
There's one more gas tree to dump. All of the water, right? So we're going to dump all of the water?
Yep.
It's going to spill, I think.
Nope. It'll be just right.
This is going to be nice. I'm going to put some in.
George, back up. You're silly. Okay, so the first step in creating my copy was to take a pencil and paper and rub over the stickers before I finished painting the machine. So I showed you the close-up of what they looked like before. And I just used the straight edge of another piece of paper to line up the bottoms of my letters. And then I'll use my pencil to transfer that. You can see I've got my transfer paper taped on the back here. And you want to make sure you push nice and hard. Now you can see, like on the O, the bottom of it isn't quite right. I'm going to trace it just outside of that to create my new, and I'm just using pencil to transfer that blue carbon ink onto the machine. Now we're supposed to get some rain later on today, but I can cover up the top of this with a board, and the sun is pretty good. So about an hour dry time is all I need, and I'm sure I can get that. So just use my pencil, I'm going to trace over the letters. So George got me set up with a stool to sit on, and my wheel was hitting on this, and I started feeling there's something here. Look, George, what is this?
Is it stuck?
I don't know what it is. It's buried.
I think it's a round worm.
Do you want to find a shovel?
Why?
Because I think it's bigger than my knife can uncover. It looks like part of a mower blade or something. A flange from a bearing?
Maybe it's from a big mower.
Oh, there it goes. Look at that. There's some kind of... Well... some kind of cam, maybe? Look at that little find.
Look how that got there.
Somebody worked on something here, or it got pushed here, or it fell off of something else.
Maybe when Daddy was fixing this one, remember when he was putting that thing up with that thing?
All right, if you know what it is, leave me a note in the comments below. That hits something. That makes it go like a ratchet sort of thing. I don't see a part number.
Oh gosh, Daddy, you found it.